All right. Well, sports drinks are something that we often think are healthy. We always see the athletes drinking them at games, and it's the big motivational commercials that get us all pumped up. And here's the thing: if you're like doing some kind of athletic event and you're busting ass, like yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a sports drink. Okay, it's not going to kill you. There's no like crazy things are going to come out of hidden corners and attack you, right? But if you're like thinking that these are good replacements for soda, well, they may not be, but we're going to kind of take a look at a few of the main ones here. So first off, Gatorade, okay? This size bottle is obviously larger than the other one, so it's going to be a little bit higher and stuff, but it's got per 12 ounces, it's got 80 calories and 21 grams of sugar. So in this whole bottle, let's see, there's 2.5 servings. So there's 53 grams of sugar. So essentially a Coke worth of sugar there. Next up is the vitamin water, which it's vitamins, right? It's healthy. Like I know so many people who drink these and I used to be the same way, who think they're healthy. And it's not our fault. Again, marketing is such a big thing. And like they push this stuff as a healthy alternative to soda. How many times have you gone to a vending machine and been like, I'm gonna do good, I'm gonna get the sports drink rather than the soda. But if we look at this one, so this one is 100 calories per bottle and it's got 26 grams of sugar. So very high in sugar as well. Now, the thing we wanna remember is, again, like I said, if you're having these at a sporting event, so what? Your body's gonna absorb it, it's not gonna store it all as fat because you just done an intense workout. But if you're just like, let's say at your desk and you're sipping on this, guess what? All that extra sugar, your liver can't digest, process all that, so it's gonna store the excess as fat. So you're better off avoiding these. On to Bai, which is probably my favorite sports drink, if you want to consider a sports drink. It's usually made with coconut water, 10 calories for this whole bottle. There's no artificial sweeteners. There's a total of 1 gram of sugar. So this is by far, to me, the best choice. But a close second is Body Armor Light. I'm going to tell you this, they got it wrong with the regular Body Armor, and we're going to talk about that one in a minute, but they did get it right with this one. The Body Armor Light, 20 calories per bottle, and there's no coloring in it, no artificial sources, 2 grams of sugar. And again, they use stevia extract for this one. So a really good choice. It's not sucralose, it's not an artificial sweetener. Now onto the regular Body Armor here. Let's see, this one has 18 grams. Okay, but here's the tricky part on this one. It's 18 grams per serving size, and there's 2 servings per bottle. So they try to trick it a little bit with this bottle. It's really 36 grams of sugar for this one bottle, which is crazy. So that puts it as the most sugary of all. I hope this just helps you kind of understand at first glance what we think is healthy, what we think is the right thing to drink may not be. And so you're like, okay, well, what the crap do I drink? Obviously, like I said, these 2 are great options. Also, don't underestimate water. Like, water is our best friend, and you need to be drinking lots of it because our bodies, think about it, our bodies are mostly made up of water. So think about the consequences of when we're in a dehydrated state. And dehydration doesn't have to be like this intense, like, oh my gosh, I'm dying of thirst, I'm stopping sweating. Like, that's another level. But we're often dehydrated and we don't even know it just because we're used to living in a dehydrated state because we're constantly drinking things that don't help us to hydrate because they're filled with sugar, they're filled with caffeine, and we think we're drinking, to hydrate, or we're drinking a soda, but that stuff's not hydrating it. It's not building back up that water supply in us. So it's super important. And if you lift, then, your muscles are made up largely of water. And if they're not properly hydrated, guess what? You're not going to be able to fully contract the muscle. You're not going to be able to get as much of a stretch on it. There's not going to be as much blood flow to the muscle. And all these things can impact your lifting and your gains. And so it's very important, regardless of whether you incorporate some of these or not, to make sure that you're drinking tons of water. But I just kind of wanted to touch on these, read your labels, and like with this one, with the 2 servings per bottle, you know, if you're not looking and you just pick up the bottle, you're like, oh, 18 grams of sugar, not too bad, but it's actually 36. Read the fine print of what the serving size is. And that goes for anything, because serving sizes can be tricky, and often, you know, you look at the front of something and it says, oh, such and such calories per serving size. And you're like, oh, that's not bad. But what is the actual serving size? So take a look at that, give it a little deeper dive. I hope this helped you. Again, this is by no means all of them, but this is just a few that I wanted to touch on and kind of just bring to light maybe some misconceptions that you may have had otherwise of them. All right, I hope you have found this helpful. If so, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And if you got any value out of this at all, please share it with someone. Click that little share button, send it to them. If you think it'd be beneficial, I'd greatly appreciate that. With that being said, remember, you've got this.